Hey guys, it's Carolina here from KarolinasKrafts and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to do the paper matting video on how to put this together. Now, it may be a little bit different than this first original one because we are making the second one that we had put together in a tutorial. And today we're going to be doing the paper matting part of the video. So I hope you guys stay tuned. I hope you guys already made your base, and there is the cutting guide available under the tutorial video. But yeah, so check that out and let's get started on paper matting this album. So I'm going to continue with using this paper pad. This is the Classic Christmas by Die Cuts with a View. I think I used about like half of it. Ooh, half of it so far, but we still have a lot left to use. So I think I'm just going to continue using this, which is the same collection I used for this album as well. And I might try to do the same layout as the other one just to kind of keep it simple so I don't have to think about where I'm going to put the papers since I already did that thinking before. But I am going to cut these papers to be 6 7/8 inches tall by 5 3/8 inches wide. No, yeah, 6 7/8 inches tall. So I've got that here, and 5 3/8. And that's going to be for like your full size page. Some elements are going to be smaller or like a different size, but that's going to be like your main page size. So I will worry about the cover in a little bit. So this is the cover. This is page 1. That's going to have a tuck spot, but this is going to go right here, and that's going to fit perfectly there. For now, I'm just going to kind of paper clip things, and then I'll glue it down together after. For page 2, this flap here, that's going to get a 4x6 size cut apart. So exactly 4x6. Or actually, is mine 4x6? Mine looks uneven. I don't know how I did this cutting. Let me see. Is this 6 inches? It is. Oh no, this is a little off. Yep, it's a little off. Well, now it's going to be a little bit shorter. But this generally will fit a regular 4x6. All right, so that's going to go here. And that is page 2. When you flip this piece up, this pocket page here, this is going to be 5 3/8 tall by 5 3/8 wide. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece of paper now. So this is just going to be a square, 5 3/8 by 5 3/8. And notice how I'm not cutting all the way down to my paper. I mean, you can if that's how you want to cut your paper. I just find that like cutting it this way, sometimes you get the most out of it. And there's going to be some other projects that I'm probably going to want to make with it. So that's how I'm cutting it. So under this flap, this is where that's going to go. Okay. And then up here, I'm going to do a piece that measures 5 3/8 by, I'll probably go down to like 2 1/4. So I'm going to use that same sheet. I'm just going to flip it over for the other side. And I think I'll just cut a piece off of here. I'll just do 2 1/2. So 2 1/2 by 5 3/8. We got this little leftover, and this I could use on like some mini notebooks if I make another project after. And this is going to go right underneath that guy right here. Now, when I did my original album, I forgot to put a magnet underneath there, so I ended up adding in another strip and making this little tuck spot. So if you wanted to do that, you're now going to need another piece of cardstock, black cardstock. that measures 5.5 by 1 1/4. So I guess we could do that together, and maybe I'll just make these the same. So I just pulled a scrap piece of cardstock, so 5.5 wide by 1 1/4 tall. Okay, and then you're gonna need another piece of this, and now this is gonna be 1 1/8 wide by 5 3/8 again. Okay, so then that would be like your little piece in case you forget to do a magnet like I do, which like I said, just might do that little tuck spot now anyway, especially if I'm making these albums to be the same. Now what I also did on my other album, I added in like a what am I saying, like a plain cardstock up here. I do have some solid cardstock that I'm going to try to use in this album, which is a little bit darker than the other color that I did use, but that's okay. So I'm going to cut a piece down to 4 by 6. So I'm going to go, is this 4 inches across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little shorter than 4 by 6, but you know what? I'm going to go with it because I don't want to waste, you know, like I don't want to have too much left over. So this is a little shorter than 4 by 6. You would want an exact amount, exact 4 by 6 for here, but you could see mine's a little shorter. So I'm probably just going to add like a little strip of gold. And I mean, you could turn this into like a little tuck spot as well, but I am just going to add a scrap piece of gold, cut this down and 4 inches wide. And then that's just going to kind of fill in that space so it doesn't look like this is too short. And then I would just add it up on top here, and that just adds like a little decorative piece there. So even though the paper is a little short, we make it work. All right, so that's that. So now we're going to flip this and we're going to go to page 3. And page 3, I think, is just, yeah, it's just a blank page. So I'm going to look for that paper in here. So, like, it doesn't have pockets or anything. It's just going to be the regular 5 3/8 wide by 6 7/8 inches tall. I got a whole sheet right here. Okay, so 6 7/8 inches tall by 5 3/8. Now I am going to add in those like clear sleeves that I did in the other one, but I'm going to add that at the end because I'm going to want to see what scraps I have left over. So you can see, I'll show you guys how to add these in, but I'll just show it to you guys at the end because I want to be able to use my scraps. So page 4 goes this way. Okay, so I'm going to have this piece that flips out, and this is going to measure a little teeny bit less than 5 5/8 by 6 7/8. So I'm going to find that glitter paper. Okay, so 6 7/8 inches tall, but a little bit less than 5 5/8. That's not right. Because 5 5/8 would have been the whole entire, like past the whole entire other thing. Oh, sorry, a little bit less than 4 5/8. 5/8. So here's 4 5/8. I'm going to do one line less than that, and hopefully that fits. If it's a little too long, we can always cut him down further. Nope, he fits perfectly. All right. We gotta open this up, and then on the inside I did a solid here. I did a scrap here from this paper, and then need to find some gingerbread paper. So first I'm just gonna take a black cardstock scrap. This measures 2 3/4 wide, and we are gonna make this 7 inches tall. Okay, and then I'm gonna take I'm shaking you guys too much, sorry. I'm gonna take this gingerbread paper. That doesn't fit there, so this has to go this way. So that was 2 3/4 inches wide. That means this one I'm gonna do, wait, actually I gotta cut this one by 6 7/8 first. So it's gonna be by like 2 5/8 wide. So 6 7/8 by 2 5/8. And that's gonna fit on here. And this was a scrap piece, so it looks like, oh no, I just cut that actually. Had a little frayed edge. So that's gonna go right inside of this page 4. That's gonna go right here. And we're gonna have to paper clip that. And then for the inside, for this piece here, that's gonna go all the way to the edge there. So then this piece is gonna be, I'll probably do 3 1/2 by 6 7/8. So I'm gonna take this piece again, and we're gonna go, actually I think I might wanna go this way. I'm gonna cut off this little piece here because it has a circle. So let's go 3 1/2, 6 7/8. Perfect. Okay, so then once you open this up, this is gonna go right here. Now I need another piece that's gonna go here. So this one is a little bit, again, a little bit smaller than 4 5/8 by 6 7/8. Before I used like this color here. I don't know if I have that in my stash, so I'm gonna go see. Not quite the same color, but close enough, and it'll go with the gingerbread men. So this was gonna be a little bit less than 4 5/8, so just one less line by 6 7/8. Okay, so that's gonna go here, perfect. And I'm gonna round all the corners when I go to like glue this down. So that'll be a work in progress. So that was page 4. I'm gonna flip this. Now we have page 5. So page 5, I'm gonna use this paper again, and we're gonna use both sides of this. So the background piece is gonna be 5 3/8 by 6 7/8. Okay, you know what? Let me cut down the smaller piece actually first. This piece right here. So I could figure out how to cut my paper. So this one's going to be 4 3/8 by 5 3/8, which I think I could get out of maybe here. So if I go 4 3/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that will work. So 4 3/8 by 5 3/8 here. Okay, and that's gonna go right here on that center little flap here. The back piece, like I said, it's gonna be 6 7/8 by 5 3/8. That's 6 7/8 and 5 3/8. Okay. Then we need this flap, which is going to be a 3 by 4 size cut apart. And I think I have that in the little, not the book, the paper pad. I think that's a cut apart in here. Yep. And yes, normally you could use other cutter parts and things like that, because I only used a few of these, so I have all these other cutter parts left over. But I'm trying to make this the same because that's going to go a lot faster. And I have a million things to do today, but I wanted to get this video done for you guys. Well, this one specifically, but I have a lot I gotta craft today. To get ready for tomorrow's video also. So I'm cutting this down to 4 inches tall, and you could save this because these can be for waterfall pieces if you make like another album or whatever, or just like another strip for something else. You could save those. Okay, so cut this guy out. All right, so he should fit perfectly right here. So he looks good there. Then I'm gonna take another piece of like that glittery paper from the gingerbread sheet. I mean, I'm saying it like gingerbread sheet, but like if you don't have that, obviously, then you're not going to be referring to the gingerbread sheet. But this piece right here for the band is going to be 1 5/8 tall by 1 line less than 3 1/2. So I'm just going to cut this little like sliver off here. 1 5/8. By 1 line less than 3 1/2. So I think I want this one to go on the outside here. This is actually going to get like stuck down underneath here, so you're going to be putting a magnet underneath there. And then this piece here, let's see if I have a scrap of the paper that I'm needing. I mean, this paper could be slightly different actually, to be honest. This one doesn't have to be the same. So maybe I might use this scrap. You know what, we're just gonna use this scrap. So that one's gonna be a little bit different than my original project, but that's okay. So 1 line less than 3 1/2. And I think the height was already there. Yep, 1 5/8. So that's just gonna go right there on the inside. Okay, so now we're on to, well, that was page 4 and 5. Page 6 is just going to get a plain paper. So page 6 again is just going to be 6 7/8 inches tall by 5 3/8 inches wide. Actually, I'm going to do it here. I'm going to go start from the top so I could use around that circle area. And I'm going to go down to 6 7/8. Okay, and this is going to go just right here on page 6. I'm going to go with this way. Then page 7 and 8 are mirror pages. So I did those stripes on the back of the other page that we just used for the pockets, and then I did little like stockings up top. So let me get that paper. So this one, I'm just going to go straight across at 6 7/8. And then I know I have the circle here, so I'm going to cut 5 3/8 off of one side, and then 5 3/8 around the other side. So those are my two background pieces. So my background layers right here. So that one's going to go there on page 7, and then this one's going to go here on page 8. So this next part for those pockets, this is what I feel like takes the longest. So I'm just going to grab that piece of paper again. And so like I want my stripes to angle to each other. So I have to cut this in like 2 different parts of my paper. But I'm going to take that angled pocket, which is what we already did in in the tutorial part of the video. So if this one is going this way, right, for those stripes, then I want the other stripes. So that's going down to the right. Then I want these ones going down to, that doesn't make sense. I want these ones going down to the left, so I have to cut this one like over here. So what I'm gonna do, actually I'll do this one like right here. All right, I'm gonna just trace this, and then you're still gonna cut this a little bit shorter. Okay, so that's that one pocket there, and then this other one I'm gonna trace right here. Oops. Okay, the first time I did this, when I was making my other one, I used scissors at first, and guys, don't try to do that, especially if you're not good at cutting like I'm not, because I had to recut it because it just was not straight. So I'm gonna cut this, and I'm gonna cut it a little bit smaller, like inside the line, because I want this to try and fit. Like I still might need to go back and adjust after. I'm hoping I won't need to, but I might need to. And how am I gonna cut this? This doesn't even fit in here. I guess this is why I cut it. You know what? We're gonna do a rough cut. So I can put this in and make it fit. Then I'm gonna go in with my paper trimmer. So I want to, like I said, I want to cut this inside the line. that part might be a little bit too long on that side, but let's see. So it's a little bit long everywhere, so I need to cut off a little bit sliver, another sliver here. All right. Actually, I think that one could work. So that one might be good. And then let's do the other one. So again, I'm gonna do like a little rough cut here. So that I can fit it in my paper trimmer. And I'm just gonna cut inside the line. Okay, and let's see if that fits here. So this one's a little too tall also. This one a little bit on both sides, I think. Okay, so that one is gonna go on this page right here. And then this other one, you could see it like mirrors the other side. And that's gonna go right here so that you have your matching pages. So now we're gonna be on page 9 after all that. Page 9 just looks like a solid piece, which it is, and so is page 10. This is going a lot faster than it was the first time, you guys. And I'm here for it. Like, yes. I like this. Okay, so this one I'm just gonna cut straight across at 6 7/8 at the top with that little circle there because we're gonna be cutting around the circle. And then 5 3/8 inches wide. So that's one side. And then make sure to not cut the circle, like go on to the other side. And then I have that little scrap left over. So these are my 2 pages now. So page 9 is gonna go right here. And then this one is page 10. I think page 11 is a solid sheet also. Yep, page 11. Okay, gotta find that paper for page 11. I use like a little deer paper. This one right here. And then I need something that has the green background for the next page. This one right here, but I think I might have some of that left over. Nope, I have this piece. Oh, I had another deer paper. Oh, you know what? We're just gonna use this. Yeah, because that'll fit. So I could use that scrap instead of using the other sheet. Oh, I had this paper too. That's the one I needed before. But oh well. Okay, I guess I don't have that other paper. So we're gonna rip this one out. But I am gonna put the deer back. So I don't like the back side of the deer because that's too realistic for me. So I'm gonna use just the deer side. All right, so I have this scrap. So we just need 6 7/8 tall by 5 3/8. Okay, so that's page 11. Then I did, gonna need this square piece. Oh, where did I get the Merry and Bright cut apart? I don't know if that was part of the sheet. Oh yes, it was. Hold on, so part of the cut apart sheet, I need this one. The Merry and Bright for this page. Okay, so that's gonna go onto this little piece right here. I'm just gonna paper clip that for now. And then this piece, this is a pocket, a large pocket. This needs to be 4 3/8 by 6 7/8. So I'm gonna use this paper. And I don't like the back side of this either. Like, you could use the 2x2s, but I'll probably just use this side. So 4 3/8 by 6 7/8. So that's this piece right here on page 12. Then this piece is going to get glued down on 3 sides here, and this also has a flap up, so this needs a solid color on the inside. So let's cut this piece down. I'm going to cut from the bottom here. 3 inches wide. We're going to do a 3x4. So that's 3 wide and then 4 tall. I don't know, we might be able to use that scrap for something else. We'll see. And that's just gonna go on the inside there. So for now, we'll paper clip that onto there. And then this piece is just gonna be a little sliver. So you could look through your scrap, see what you have. I know I have that paper here somewhere. Right here, this is a scrap that we have. And he's gonna work just fine there. Actually, I think he fits perfectly. Yes, he does. Okay, so that's gonna go right there on that side. Okay, and then you're gonna have a little booklet that's gonna go inside that pocket later on, but we'll do that. I don't know if I'll do that at all. That's in the cutting guide. So I don't know if I'll cut that though. It's in the cutting guide for you guys to cut it, but I don't think I'm gonna paper mat it because I like to do my pieces at the end. And I might use other paper depending on what I have left over. Okay, so page 13 is going to be another piece that measures 5 3/8 by 6 7/8. So I'm just going to cut the rest of this sheet. This is another scrap I had. Okay. And that's just gonna go right here. That's page 13, and that's gonna get like a little tuck spot or something later on. And then at page 14, I am gonna need another large piece in the background. So just another piece that measures 5 3/8 by 6 7/8. I don't know how this took me all day, you guys, the first time around. And I think it's just because I was really trying to figure out how I want the paper to go. But like now that I'm looking at my other one that I made, now this is actually going way faster. So that makes me happy, I guess. Next time I do this, I should just make 2 at once because then it makes it much easier. Wait. Okay, so this is that page. Now we need this flap here. This is gonna measure 4 3/8 wide by 6 3/8 tall. So I'm just gonna use this piece of paper again. And you know what, I'm just gonna go, well, I guess I could do 6 3/8 now. And 4 3/8. Okay, so that's gonna go right here. And then on the last one, I used a scrap of Santa paper here, but I didn't have enough, so I ended up making like a little tuck spot. But do I have enough? I guess maybe I don't have enough again. So I'm gonna cut this down to 3 3/8 wide. And if you have a long enough piece, it would be by 5 7/8. Mine's not gonna be long enough, but I will go 3 3/8. And you could see mine's not long enough, so I just did like a little tuck spot with some paper. And I guess we could just use this piece again. So I'm just gonna cut the rest of this off, kind of go straight from there. And what was it, 4 3/8 wide? No, 3 3/8 wide. And so I just put this little scrap down here and glued it down on 3 sides and made that a tuck spot. It doesn't matter how tall or how small this is. It looks like my other one was a little bit shorter. So let's make it maybe 1 1/4. I think the other one's still a little shorter. Probably a little shorter still than that, but it's okay. This one will work just fine. So you could use up your scraps that way, especially if you have paper too short. Then we're gonna flip this. Now we're on page 15. Page 15 is another solid, but so is like kind of page 16. So page 15, I'm gonna cut another piece that measures 5 3/8 wide by 6 7/8 tall. Okay, so this is for page 15 right here. Page 16 is going to get a full sheet as well. So I'm going to use this one. Again, 5 3/8 by 6 7/8. And then I gotta find a scrap because this page has a belly band. Okay, so the belly band is gonna be 1 1/8, yeah, by 6 7/8. So you guys have seen this sheet before. So let's see, we're gonna go 1 1/8 here on this side now, I think. Or maybe we should do, is the 6 7/8? No, that's not tall enough. Okay, so we're gonna go 1 1/8 here. And down to 6 7/8. And that's gonna go right there. And that was page 16. Okay, then page, oh, I just realized all my embellishments are gonna be different for this album, which is fine. I was just hoping to just like relist it as the same thing, but I guess not. But I am gonna grab another piece here. We're gonna cut this down to 6 7/8 because the next 2 pages, we're just gonna need like the full pages again. Oh man, I did it the wrong side. I was supposed to cut around the circle piece, but oh well. So 5 3/8 for this one. And then 5 and I'm gonna flip it, and then another 5 3/8. So page 17 right here, 18 right here, and the back is going to be another solid, which I think I did this guy on the last one. Let me just double check. I did. So 6 7/8. Okay, 5 3/8. So that is the back. And then I'm gonna do the front cover. Now I didn't do my normal like double layering with the gold and stuff this time. I just honestly, I completely forgot with the first one. You could see on the first one, I glued down this paper. This wasn't even supposed to be the back, but it ended up being the back with just like how I liked the page layouts. And so I had glued it down already, and I couldn't like stitch on it after because I don't want to like gunk up my sewing needle. But this time, now that I know where everything is going, I guess I can stitch on that, and I can do a double layer with gold. So I haven't decided yet if I'll do the double layer. If you are going to do the double layer, then obviously your gold piece would now be the 5 3/8 by 6 7/8, and then your pattern paper would be 5 1/4 by 6 3/4. I'm going to cut it the same right now, the 5 3/8 by 6 7/8, and then I'll decide if I want the gold layer or not. Okay, so for now, we're just gonna leave it like that. Now I'm gonna go through my scraps, and we're gonna do those clear sleeves. Okay, so I have a scrap here. I don't like that one. I don't want to use that one. This one I feel like is gonna, this one might like, actually if we fold this correctly, this one might be okay. But like glitter usually cracks if you fold it. So I try to stay away from like folding glitter. I don't want to use that one. This one we can use. And then I need a third one. So maybe this one. So I'm just picking through my scraps right here. I don't remember what I did for the other ones, but that's okay. So that's the scraps I have here. I know I have other scraps, like obviously in the paper pad still. All right, so I'm just gonna go with these scraps. All of my scraps are 2 1/4 inches wide. The height does not matter right now, but I mean, it kind of does, but it doesn't at the same time. All you need is for it to be tall enough to cover your sleeves. So I'm gonna pick out 3 sleeves, something that has like a little bit more white there, away from the dotted kind of line, so that I can glue it down. Like this one has a little bit, we could still use it though. This one too. Okay, so I'm gonna pick out 3. I'm glad I got to like use those sleeves, but still not as much as I wanted to. Yeah, these are gonna work. Okay, so I'm gonna score all of these at at 5/8. Okay, then go ahead and fold these and burnish. Now, if you have some more overhang, then you can just like cut some off. don't know if just mine wasn't cut correctly or what, but that one's okay. Okay, so then you're going to take some tape. I am going to be using red line tape because I find that to be fairly strong for this, like, you know, to attach the clear. Oh, actually I have one already open, so now I need to decide if I want to use, I did the thinner one on the last one, but maybe maybe we could do the thicker one. I'm not sure. That might hold better. We'll see. So I'm just gonna take like one of these sleeves and I'm gonna put down my red line tape above that line. Like, I just don't want to go over that original line on here. Nope, that stuck down to my table. Okay. This is the hard part. Like, you need to get this in here without like moving it. It's hard. But maybe if this is, because this is longer, maybe I'll be able to like get this stuck down. Now the downside to that is that I still have to do the other side. And the hard part of this is trying to peel back the red line tape without peeling back the actual tape. But that's gonna have to lift up off of there because we have to still tape the back side. Okay. All right, it's stuck down there a little bit because I had some overhang. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold that over. And now try to flip it and open that up. Because I still gotta add tape on the other side. There we go. Just want it to stay put. I don't want it to move. Okay, and then I'm just gonna use another tape just to kind of go up there to make sure that this kind of like stays closed. Honestly, I think this is from AliExpress. I'm not entirely sure, but it's right here. So I am just gonna use that right now. Okay, and then this one we gotta peel back. It's always the red line tape that's a little harder to, oh, that one actually worked really nicely there. Okay, and then get that stuck down. And then you're just gonna cut across to get rid of that overhang. Okay, so then when you punch this out, these are gonna get holes here. And they are going to be able to go into your album, and then somebody can add a full 4x6 size photo onto both sides, so here and here. So I'm going to do 2 more because we have the other 2 I got to do, and then I'll figure out where I want them to go in my album. You know what, now that I'm actually thinking about this, I might be able to like put the tape directly on here on the bottom. On both sides. Maybe this will work better. I guess we're gonna find out together. That'll definitely come off better because now it's stuck to paper, not plastic. So I'm gonna peel a piece back a little bit on both sides. Okay, and I just want to get these stuck down without going over that line. I think that might be good. It's a little crooked. Maybe my paper is just crooked. Okay, I've moved that out a bunch of times, but I think it's my paper. Yeah, it looks even-ish on that side. One more time. Okay, we're just gonna go with that, I guess. And then I'm gonna peel back. Hold on. Put this tape down up here. You could use the red line tape in the middle too. I just didn't want to waste my paper, my red line tape. I don't use it often, but when I do use it, I don't want to waste it. Okay, and then I'm gonna peel back this on the other side. There we go. And then cut off the extra. All right, one more to go, you guys. I think that was a little bit easier, so I'm gonna do that way again. All right, so I'm gonna peel back some of this again. Okay, that actually looks good. Beautiful. Good job, you guys. That was good. We made it work. If you're following along, then I hope you made yours work. All right, so we got our 3, where that's gonna go in the album, in different parts of the album. And then I just needed a piece of acetate. Totally optional with the acetate, but I did add a piece into my album before, so I'm just gonna do another one. So again, this is gonna measure 6 7/8 by 5 3/8. No, this is gonna measure 5 1/2 by 7 1/2 actually. I think this is gonna be the full size of the page. No, I did not do it the full size. Okay, I did the 6 7/8 size. So that's what we're gonna go with. I did 6 7/8 by 5 3/8. And I don't know where I got this acetate from, so don't ask. I have no clue, you guys. No clue. So I am gonna have to like now go stick down all my pages. So I'm gonna glue everything down. While I'm gluing it down, like I'm gonna take this piece, I'm gonna round the corners, then I'm gonna round the corners on the black cardstock, then I'm gonna round it on the pattern paper, and then I'll stick it down. Same thing here. I'm gonna round the corners here, up here, then I'm gonna round this piece right there, just up there, because that's the piece that's gonna go there. This piece is gonna get rounded at the bottom here with that pocket. But yeah, we're gonna glue everything down and round all the corners. So I'm just gonna do that off camera, just to save some time. And then I'll come back when we are hole punching everything so you guys can see that. All right, guys, I thought I would show you guys a little bit of me putting this together. So this is my cover. I'm gonna put that piece aside. I'm gonna use the 1/4 inch size corner rounder punch. This was actually on a Black Friday sale. I don't know if it still is on Amazon, but it was. Now this is where you have to be careful how you're putting your paper. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter with non-directional paper, but you have to like really pay attention to where you're gonna glue down your paper, especially because we're not corner rounding all 4 sides of the paper. I mean, honestly, that's personal preference too. If you want to corner round all 4 sides, then you go for it. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm just doing the 2 sides. So I'm just using my Barely Art glue. You guys know that this is my favorite glue. And if you guys wanted to get any, I have it linked down below for their website and Amazon. But if you're going to use their website, you could use the code Carolina for 10% off your order. You can't use that code on Amazon, but from their website you can. And you could like buy that any time of the year. I know like art glitter glue, you could only buy during warmer months because it'll like, so the part of the reason I stopped buying art glitter glue is because I would always remember to buy it in the winter, and it does not ship in the winter. And if you do find it to ship in the winter, it comes in with like clumps in it. Because I guess it like freezes as it's like shipping. I don't really understand it. But Barely Art glue could ship any time of the year. And so I like it, and I also like that it's cheaper than the art glitter glue, so I don't have to worry about when like I order it and stuff. And yeah, so for me that works so much better. Anyway, back to this. So okay, this is where I'm gonna have a magnet. I'm gonna glue some of these pieces down first. Like I guess we could do this piece here, and I will round the corner of this as well. And I'm just using the quarter inch rounder on all of these. This is the back piece. So I'm gonna round this. Okay, this I can stick down. Okay, this piece is gonna go up here. Okay, this guy, I have to glue down the gold layer first, because this is the one that's a little too short. We're gonna get glue on my desk here. Should have used my thinner tip for that one. Okay, and then you're gonna corner round it with that. Now if you had like a full-size piece, then you're fine, but I had to do that first before I corner rounded, because it's going to corner round a little bit of the gold and a little bit of the green so that it can fit here. Okay, I'm not going to glue that down just yet, just because I need to add my magnet there. You know what, let me flip this for a sec. No, I don't want to flip that yet, but this paper is going to go on the back, so I'm just going to put that aside for a second here. Okay, this is going to get glued down first, the pocket. Oh, I think last time I did a little angle here. So I'm just going to use my envelope punch board, put the paper up all the way to the top. I'm going to eyeball the center, and then I'll glue down that pocket piece at the bottom. You guys know when I remember, I will add my packing tape, because that just helps whatever I put in the pocket to slide down a little easier. And then I will get that glued up on the sides. So this piece is going to go in here, and that's going to slide in there. Okay. Nope. See, this is the thing. I always forget to do my corner rounding. So I gotta do my corner rounding first. Almost forgot on this one. We're going to do the side that doesn't have any glue on it yet. Just that one little piece. Okay, for the pocket, this is gonna go here, but we need to corner around this bottom part. And if you're gonna add a magnet, you would add the magnet in now. I'm just gonna do it the same way that I did the other one. So we're gonna add the magnet in a little bit. Okay, so the magnet's gonna go on now before I do everything else. Now I'm using new magnets that I got from Total Element. I'm gonna try to link it down below for you guys. If it's not linked yet, it will be soon. So just, you know, keep an eye out for that. And these don't have adhesive on them, which is totally fine for me because I just use double-sided tape anyway. So I want to put a magnet up here. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of put it like right there. And then I'm gonna put that other piece down, so that one goes there. Well, actually I wanna see where it's gonna go first before I glue down that other piece, because I gotta glue this piece down. Okay. So this piece we're gonna glue down on 3 sides, make a little tuck spot. I think it's gonna go like right there. A little lower. Okay, that's a good place for it. Get that stuck down, and then I'm gonna put, and that was Hazel ringing the bell in case you guys heard that. My dog rings the bell to go outside. So that's gonna go there. I put tape underneath it, and that's gonna get stuck down here. I didn't put enough tape underneath it to stick. Let's do a longer piece. There we go. So that's gonna get glued down there. And then I will put this piece over it, because now that's our little like pocket. And I had originally done this because I forgot the magnet in my first album, but now we're doing it just because we're doing it the same way as my other album. So if you guys did forget your magnet, there's always a way to fix it. Just remember that. Okay, and then up here, I can now add in this piece. Magnets up here. Just don't want to go over the magnet. There we go. So I'm just going to continue gluing everything down, you guys, and I'm going to continue with this. And then you guys should be working on yours. And then I'll be back when it's time to punch out the holes. All right, you guys, I have all of my pages glued down. I did the covers and I decided to go with the gold. And I did the back as well. I did my stitching. So now they're just in the order that I want everything to be in. So just to quickly go over this so you guys could see where I added in the sleeves. So here's page 1, page 2. So in between page 3 and 4, I'm gonna have a sleeve. This is page 5 and 6, 7, 8. In between page 9 and 10, I'm gonna have a sleeve. In between page 11 and 12, I'm gonna have this piece of acetate. This is page 13, 14, 15, 16, and then in between pages 17 and 18, I'm gonna have another sleeve. So this is the order that I want my pages to be in. Obviously, I'm not going to punch all at once and then call it a day. I'm going to use another piece of 5.5 by 7, just like you would for your album. I'm going to round the corners just so I have it the same as everything else. And then I am going to take a ruler. So this is 7 inches. And then I guess let's say about 1/2 inch or so in, maybe a little bit less. I'll tell you guys in a second. I'm gonna draw a line, and then I think that's like that's a 1/2 inch in. Wow, I did good with that. Okay, so 1/2 inch in. I'm gonna just flip my ruler so I can see where the 1.5 inch mark is. And then everywhere, or not everywhere, but 1.5 inches in from the top and the bottom, I'm gonna put like a circle on that line, and then 1.5 inches here. And that is where I'm gonna hole punch my holes. Now you could use a regular hole punch, which I think is a 1/4 inch usually. I'm going to be using my 3/16 hole punch from just like my eyelet setter kind of thing. So I'm just using that, and I'm going to punch a hole on those circles, and then the other one as well. And this is what I'm going to now use as my template for all of my other pages. So I'm just going to go through all of my pages. I'm going to line that up on the front. And I'm just going to go page by page and punching a hole in every single one of these. So here's my second page. For these pieces, you're gonna line this up as best as you can on here. And I'm just gonna paper clip because I wanna get it, make sure I'm getting it in the correct spot. Because these are not like the same size, obviously. Okay. So then I'll just flip it and punch my hole. All right, you guys, so now I finished all of those. I'm gonna grab some binder rings. Let me see what I have. Okay, I think we gotta do silver because that's what I got. And these guys, let's see what they measure. And I think I do have a little problem with my album already. These are 1 and like 5/8 inches. So I think I have a little problem with my album because the last one I did, this was my template on the last one. So this time I did 1/2 inch. This last one was a little less than 1/2 inch. This one is exactly 1/2 inch. The other one was a little bit less. So, maybe do, I don't know, a little teeny bit less. Because what I'm seeing is that one of these pieces is going to be hard to flip because of the way that it was in there. That's not a very strong one. What in the world just happened here? This doesn't even want to close now. Okay, it closed, but this one is way too loose. Okay, let's do that one. Okay, so, okay, I'm gonna show you guys in a second here. So put your rings on, and then you're just gonna slowly, you're gonna put the pages on, but I'll show you guys after I put the pages on what problem I'm seeing here. Hopefully it won't be a big deal. And this is the one I'm thinking I'm gonna have a problem on with the way that this one is punched and glued. It already went a little bit into that black area, but because the rings are still rounded, I think this piece is gonna have a hard time closing. Like opening and closing, I guess. Okay, so there are my rings. And like all these are fine. Where's that other page? This one. Oh, no, it's fine. Hallelujah. Oh my goodness. Okay, that makes me happy. It still opens and closes just fine. All right, so that is the whole entire thing, you guys. Now you're just gonna go in. I'm gonna add in like some tuck spots with like some titles and phrases here that I have on my desk. I'm gonna use some of these. I gotta do the cover, and then I'm just gonna add some trims in here, and that is the whole entire paper matting part. And I'm gonna add some stickers. That's the whole paper matting part of this video. You guys could see the finished project in the project share video. I'm pretty much gonna do this one the same with the exception of like the stickers are gonna be different. But yeah, everything else is the same, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this paper matting video. Again, if you did not see the tutorial, the base of the album, that is in the description box down below. I'll have a link. And then there's also a project share video if you didn't see the whole entire finished project either. But that is the paper matting for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. The cutting guide is all updated with the link to the paper matting video now as well. So you guys could download it on my Ko-fi page. And that is everything. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next crafty video. Talk to you soon. Bye.